Hey, this is Landfill. I play bass in Municipal Waste.
Hey, what's up? This is Dave. I play drums for the Waste.
Hey guys, now you guys have a new album coming out. Can you talk a little bit about it and what's different from the first two?
Well, it's called Massive Aggressive. Comes out late August, and it's a combination of all past elements, but the best possible way we can do it. Faster, more aggressive, catchier, and overall, I think it's our best one.
Now you guys have been out on a lot of high-profile tours over the last, it seems like, year or two. I mean, the rooms are getting bigger. What's it like now playing to a bigger crowd, and what was it like touring with At the Gates?
The At the Gates tour was fantastic. We got to know those guys really well. In overseas, when we toured with The Haunted, we got to know the twins that are in At the Gates, Anders and Jonas, and so we were fortunate enough to get the opportunity to tour with At the Gates here in the States, and that was a blast because all those guys are really down to earth and fun dudes to be around, and especially and the other bands on the tour were good too. And it was just a bunch of friends together on tour. So I felt like that was one of the best tours I've been on so far.
Yeah, it was great. I'm a lifelong fan of the band, so it was really, really nice to be a part of that send-off, so to speak. And they invited us personally, so that made my day. It was awesome.
Now, what's it like playing the bigger rooms? I mean, from my own experience, the last time I saw you guys play was North 6 in Brooklyn. You know, a tiny little place, and the surfboards were going wild, and so were the crowds.
Well, I feel like in the bigger the room, the sound is different. I guess playing fast music, it's a little bit different playing bigger rooms, and a lot. And playing a large audience, not everyone's there to see us, so you got to make sure that you get through to those fans that have never heard about us before. But that's the whole point of playing these bigger shows, to kind of get the Municipal Waste out there for people that don't know much about underground metal, and hopefully we got through to a lot of them.
Yeah, there's definitely an adjustment from the small to the big room. You got to work a lot harder. It's a bigger room. You got to you got to puff up kind of and take up a lot of more space. And what Phil was saying, it's a whole new audience out there. So, like, we give it our 110% all the time, but that's like 120 because you in these places with all these people that have never even heard of you before.
Now, I know you guys are touring a lot. I mean, are you part of a Richmond scene, DC scene, watching any of the bands coming up?
Well, there seems to be a lot of cool bands in Richmond right now. There's definitely an overabundance of musicians from where we're from, and it seems, I like it though. I'm glad that there's so many bands in Richmond coming up.
Yeah, it's definitely a healthy scene, sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anybody you recommend checking out who may not have hit the general public yet?
My personal favorite is a band called Earache.
There's a couple bands in Richmond. There's a band called Battlemaster, and then there's a band called Parasitic, and there's a art college there, so it seems like there's a lot of really creative people.
Yeah, and then you also have Hex Machine too.
Hex Machine.
Who are kind of flying the old torch of the old Richmond math rock scene.
Cool. Now, what are you guys' thoughts on the resurgence of metal? You know, you see some of the popular press say it's due to the economy and everybody needs an outlet, but do you have any thoughts?
I don't think metal ever went away in my eyes.
Yeah.
I've always been part of the metal scene, so I've never noticed the resurgence. I've just kind of been in the muck of it since I was 10 years old.
It's definitely reaching a lot more people currently, but it definitely hasn't gone anywhere. It's always been a root element in extreme music, so to speak. But people are still coming out for the show because the dedication, I guess,
It's definitely easier to discover bands now than it was when I was a kid, because you can just type in the band's name and hear their tunes instantly. And that was definitely not the case when I was trying to discover bands. It was more of just buying an album and hoping to God that it was pretty decent.
But jumping off from that, I mean, what do you think now that you can go out to Google, you can type in a band's name, and you may get a download link as the top link?
Well, I guess in a way, if your music's out there and people are listening to it, that's good. I mean, of course, it affects the band, their wallet. But if I'm happy that people are listening to the music, and that way they want to come out to the shows, because we're playing tons of shows, and everyone knows the words and gets really excited when they hear our music. And whether they downloaded the album or bought it at the store, I guess it doesn't matter as long as they're there having a good time with us.
Yeah, I guess the scale tips both ways. You have the people download it, but like if they didn't know about the band, they downloaded the song. Who knows if they would have went to the show and bought a shirt or not?
Sure.
So it goes both ways for sure.
And what do you guys have on tap for the rest of the year?
Lots of touring.
We're going overseas 4 or 5 times during the summer, and we're doing a headlining tour of the States around November, December.
Yeah, a lot of the European festivals, and then our own club shows, pretty much back and forth the whole entire summer and fall, and then what he said, that our own personal headlining tour in the winter here.
Now, can the kids still get up on the stage when you're playing the bigger rooms?
It depends, man. It depends if they're cunning enough to slip past security, more or less.
You gotta be
quick. Sure.
Some places are totally not cool with it, and they have a million gorillas standing in front of the stage to prevent it. But we have some of those, like kids that totally are fascinated with what we're doing, and as soon as that guy, makes a turn, they're going to beeline for the stage and try and jump off it. And it makes the show that more exciting for us. When I'm playing, I see some guy make it up there and jump off into the crowd. I'm like, all right, now I feel alive again. It's you have that volley.
Now, what do you guys do during your spare time? I saw that one video from a couple years ago, and I think it was beer and eggs, and
we keep busy jamming in other bands, and we just spend all our time playing music as much as we can. When we're not doing the Waste, we're playing with our friends at home, putting out albums with them, and just keep it going.
I cook a lot myself. I enjoy cooking quite a bit.
Cool.
I smoke lots of weed.
So I cook, and he smokes and then eats.
Yeah,
then he eats. Yeah.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. Now, when's the new disc due out?
The 25th of August.
Now, are you guys going to do another limited vinyl run, the multicolored thing? I mean, that seemed pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think so.
We always love LPs, and LPs are where it's at these days, I guess, as far as over-the-top packaging and just the whole vibe of having one of those things is killer. So we always want to make sure that our LPs are like over the top.
Yeah, a friend of mine that works in the Richmond record store, Plan 9 down there, he was saying there's like kind of a resurgence of people coming into the store to buy stuff, because they're saying, oh yeah, man, I spent $2,000 on iTunes, and all I have is these song titles, and I have nothing to hold on to. So people are actually starting to come back in and pick stuff up. So we want to make the package special and make it worth it.
Yeah. You can't download an LP.
I love going to the store and buying something and bringing it home, reading the lyrics while I'm listening along with it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I mean, there's the whole theory that iTunes is really what killed the music industry. When you can pull that one song, 2 songs.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's positive and negative for sure. I mean, if there's an album that has 2 great songs and the rest of them aren't what I want to hear, iTunes has a purpose.
That's it. All right. Well, look, guys, thanks for the time. Is there anything you want to hit as a wrap-up?
Check out the record when it comes out, and, if you're around, be sure to come check us out. We're excited to play the new songs.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.